Today, from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, it's Week 16 of the NFL on EA Sports.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25.
So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, a product of NC State. It's Jacoby Brissett.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie. One of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
Well, that's complete. It's Chris Godwin.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. To throw, Brissett.
They'll swing this out to Fournette.
They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
This defense for the Bears, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception. Again, it's Brissett. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Derek Barnett has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
After the sack on 1st down, Brissett
To Evans on the slant.
They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
And the Bucs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Well, he did everything but get him in the end zone there, but now they're set up. Golden opportunity, strong opening drive, and they're knocking on the door.
And the way that they did it, now look where they are on the field, all right? This is naturally set up for a running play, isn't it? But with his ability to throw the football, his accuracy on this drive, you might want to think about a pass play in this situation.
Interesting. Time to find out. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he's able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
Fournette. Touchdown. Buccaneers. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
So here now the Bears offense for their first drive of the game.
They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
Coming out of Ohio State, one of the top prospects in the NFL draft, and it was so big that they moved up in the draft to get him, to make sure that they had him. And, boys, he got the full package. Loves the game, big-time arm, 4.4 speed, so good that another quarterback prospect said to him, "What's it feel like to run 4.4? Everybody wants to be that fast."
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you. You're the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
Meanwhile, Fields' throw caught here by Metcalf. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Fields' throw complete here to Kmet. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Fields eluding the pressure right. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the first. They'll run left with Pollard. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They'll try the left side. Pollard. And some room to work.
Oh, it don't matter.
Touchdown, Chicago. Tony Pollard. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. Well, we've said it many times. He is always a threat to go the distance anytime he's got the ball in his hands. And on this occasion, he did just that.
Well, he's definitely the guy that makes this offense go. And when you're an RB1, running back one, you've got to be willing to be patient at times as well. Not every run's going to be the home run we saw there. But once you get that opportunity and that opening, you take full advantage.
Santos with the extra point. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got two division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
A good rally to ball keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down. To throw is Brissett. Looking for Godwin, and he's got it complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. These two teams all tied after one. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Brissett now. A pass underneath for Fournette. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll bring up second down.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, on maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
That's out to his running back, Fournette. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker that the defense almost relaxed and said, we got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the Bears take over. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the 1st down marker. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. Back to throw, Fields. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
Here's Fields. Into the secondary, past the 40, and all the way up to the 46.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
Looking deep downfield. And this one is incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Now this throw caught left side. And he gets this down deep into Tampa Bay territory. A huge play there for Chicago. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover him.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Tony Pollard with his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game. And the Bears have taken the lead. Now the point after try for Santos. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. A time to get another look at this Buccaneer offense. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
The 6 throw into the hands of Darden. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Take 4.
first down carry. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. Brissett to throw on first.
And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's second down now.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Brissett. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else. And now it's 3rd and 10. Here's Brissett. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Eddie Goldman able to record his 5th sack of the season.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Flushed out right.
And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Now Fields. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Here's Fields. A throw left side, taken in by Kmet.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you'll get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there. And he did a lot of that on that play.
Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop him with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Throwing again is Fields.
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown.
DK Metcalf in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bears will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and it's now 21-7.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it. But I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities. And I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Escaping the pressure right. Catch is made by Metcalf. And out across midfield down to the 45.
Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback, because instead of forcing something on third down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it on him for a big play and a first down.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up. Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Fields now to throw. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets, because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That really sets him back. A loss of 6.
How about the job there on the outside? Shed the wide receiver and was able to make the tackle on the perimeter.
Now on 2nd and 16. Fields. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. To throw is Fields. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And the Buccaneers are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who could turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing, Brissett. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
1st down, Brissett. And yet again, it's Howard with a catch. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. They'll throw again. Brissett. Open man is Howard, the tight end.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
A couple of 1st downs, has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Brissett. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. That throw good for only a couple. That brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, Brissett. Over the middle, complete. It's Evans. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle is made here at the Bears' 29-yard line. We're off to the 4th quarter here on Christmas Eve. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Brissett sets to throw it. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Derek Barnett in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. And, partner, it's safe to say that the secondary really contributed to that sack.
Yeah, nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They covered everything. Nowhere to go with the football. But my question is, why didn't he throw it away?
To try again after the sack. Brissett dumps it off to Fournette. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. It'll go as a gain of 4. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Here's Brissett. This is caught by Evans. And they move this all the way down to the 9.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
They'll try and run forward with Fournette. And a nice pickup there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you're
without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1. What was denied was he tried to get the 2nd one.
Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Buccaneers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point try now for Patterson. It's up and good. This becomes a 21-14 ball game now. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC.
And for the moment, they're sitting pretty in possession of that number 2 seed. But as we know, it often happens, this is all still subject to change.
No, you're so right about that. But even though the math isn't there yet, I think it's going to take new math for them not to make the playoffs. They're almost certainly going to be in the tournament and certainly going to be a dangerous team if you have to play against them.
From the 29, Fields.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands. That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
They snap it to Fields.
Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. Past the 20.
You gotta love it, baby. Give me some more.
Chicago. DK Metcalf. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Bears are closing in on win number 10 as they extend this 4th quarter lead.
That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed Old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Santos with the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
With the Bucs offense making their way back out on the field, let's take a look at the playoff picture, Charles, coming into the weekend in the NFC. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again, 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Brissett.
Again for Evans. This time he's got it.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
The 1st down throw for Brissett. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to get a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. To throw on 2nd and 10. Brissett. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. From the gun, here's Brissett. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Evans.
And he is going to have the Buccaneers 1st down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Into the air once more. It's Brissett. He finds Howard complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
ran the perfect defense in this situation, would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Brissett. They'll get that to Fournette, complete. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Now Brissett. Over the middle to Evans. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Here's Brissett. That's to his running back, Leonard Fournette. Counting down toward a minute to go in this football game. Brissett again. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And the Buccaneers are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. And this is caught down for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
So with just under 40 seconds to go, you figure this is going to need to bounce their way if they have any shot. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big play that time through the air. 34 yards.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the 4th.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, Tom.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. So a little icing on the cake there before the clock hits all zeros.
What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away.
They'll try and run it here. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And
this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Back in the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for Chicago, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they hit the 10-win mark now at 10-5. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, their playoff hopes take a big hit as they fall to 8-7. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Seattle Seahawks.